I've used these shots from time to time where people come out of darkness, and I love that. I love seeing just black, miles and miles of black, and then from it comes something, and it keeps coming forward and reveals itself. It's very beautiful. So people coming out of darkness visually is beautiful, but the idea of coming out of darkness is really what life is about. So it's something to think about. I have this thing about darkness. You know, if there's part of the frame that's really dark, again, it's like room to dream. You don't know what is back there. If you see everything, it's more safe. It is the unknown, this darkness, things coming out of the darkness. Herb Cardwell started the lighting. This world of Eraserhead had to have a certain feel, sort of back in time, other world. And Herb lit mostly with these little inkies, many little lights, little pools of light. So beautiful. Took forever, but it was so worth it. In the lovemaking scene, we first lit it with the inkies, and then the mood was totally wrong. So we reshot that with soft light, but still really dark, but soft light where they just sort of glowed in the darkness. It was so beautiful. It was magical. In black and white, they say, is much harder to light than color because you have to separate things. Colors separate automatically, but you get a pair of black pants against a black dresser, like we saw many times in Eraserhead, you gotta rim light those pants so they just blend right. It looks like it doesn't have any legs. It's tricky business. Every move is plotted out, all the lights are set, and with Jack Nance playing Henry, it was like choreographed, you know, down to the nth. Jack loved doing this, you know, just to know every single little move. And it was so good, Herb could just, you know, dial in the lights to catch this and let this go into darkness and come out and get this. It was very beautiful, very, very beautiful. Freddie Francis shot Sons and Lovers. Freddie knew black and white, and Freddie also is British and knew those times with gas lights and early electricity, these kind of hospitals and the mood of them, the whole thing, Victorian England. Philadelphia is my greatest influence. And all the architecture I fell in love with. I fell in love with the smokestack industry. Smoke and fire, all the noise, the machinery, the steel, the houses they lived in, the imagined life. It just was thrilling to me. And that all came out of Philadelphia. The only problem I ever had, you know, a lot of times Freddie didn't want to make it as dark as I wanted it. And he would always say, Lynch wants it so dark you can't see it. But that's not true. There's a mood. And also London, you know, in those days, you know, they say the fog and smog, you know, was so thick. You know, you want that kind of feel everywhere. And a lot of times really dark and a mood, especially at night. Freddie was absolutely fantastic. Became a great friend of mine. And after The Elephant Man, he shot Dune. And after Dune, he shot Straight Story. The play on the stage was shot many different angles. So all the pieces were there, but, you know, the play, if it had just been shot straight, was, you know, even though it was a nice play, it was quite boring. And this is seen through the eyes of John Merrick, and it's magical to him. It had to feel much more magical than just a live thing. Then it was so difficult. All these things have to go on an optical printer and get, all the little dissolves and fades and all these different things, putting it all together had to be planned out to the frame and sort of really kind of guessed and talked out. And it was getting near the end of the mix. That thing still wasn't in the cut into the film. It took weeks, and if something goes wrong, you would have to start all over again. It was a thing that was built and took a long time on the optical printer. In Eraserhead, I would do these little storyboards and kind of work things out for myself and show them to Herb or Fred. But mainly I just like drawing them. And I would change them sometimes too. But I always say, again, common sense for special effects shots or things involving lots of things that need to come together, everybody needs to know. Those things are talked about and drawn out and organized so that lots of different people know exactly what needs to be done and when and how. I had printed up like these little 185 squares. They're all up and down the page. And then I would say have the dresser here. And then I would have Henry, his suit here. And I'd have the box on the wall here and a plant here. And maybe he would be reaching out to get something. So it'd be like that. Yeah, they were a little bit bigger than that, and I was using a pen rather than a marker. So they were a little bit better detail. And Henry, the thing about the widescreen, pretty widescreen, is Henry's hair is tall. So I would, have to, his hair would probably go out of frame. Like that. And I'd go along, do the sequence.